no matter the location. From O-A-K-L-A to L-V, I'm a Raider.
Raider Nation, today's show is presented by Manscaped. While you're watching this Mel Kiper mock draft, I want you to remember, hey, if I want my downstairs to look better, all you got to do is go to manscaped.com/Raiders, where I can save 20% off and free shipping on the best male grooming products out there. So Mel Kiper Jr. just released his latest mock draft. This one also had trades, but what's special about this one, it's 2 rounds. So I'm going to give you an in-depth look at picks 17 and 48 and walk you through the top 48 picks. So out of these first 5 here, the one really to notice is the Dolphins trading up to number 4 to take Kyle Pitts. Also, Penei Sewell, my number 1 offensive tackle, he's off the board for the Raiders. 6 through 10, Micah Parsons, he goes number 9 to the Denver Broncos, so something to keep in mind there. The Patriots, they trade up to pick number 10. They take their quarterback, Justin Fields, so already you got 5 quarterbacks off the board in the top 10. What does 11 through 14 look like? Rashawn Slater, one of the better offensive linemen, he's going to go to the division rival. Christian Darrisaw, he goes to the Minnesota Vikings, so already you're sitting there saying, okay, 3 offensive linemen that the Raiders would absolutely love at pick number 17, they are off the board. 15, J.C. Horn, because remember the Patriots, they traded with the Dallas Cowboys, and then Caleb Farley. So, okay, the top 3 corners, they're off the board, which means the Las Vegas Raiders, they're on the clock now. And when I looked at a lot of the Raiders' needs, when I looked at a lot of the players still available on the board, the top 5 players best available at 17, in my opinion, were Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, Trevon Merrick, Tevin Jenkins, Jalen Phillips, and Alijah Tucker. Now, I also based this on in terms of like who I thought the best player was available at each position. So if you had to pick one of these dudes to draft, who would you go out and take? Would you take Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah? I want you to type JOK. If you would take Trevon Merrick, I want you to type TM. If you're going to go with Tevin Jenkins, I want you to type TJ. Jalen Phillips, JP. Alijah Vera-Tucker, AVT. And with the 17th pick in Mel Kiper's latest mock draft, he's going to go with, and I'll tell you in just a sec, but actually, I do want you to hit the subscribe button first because, hey, guess what? When we're breaking down news videos, I want you to be paying attention. So if you want nonstop Raiders coverage for 100% free, all you got to do, hit that big red button that says subscribe. The link is below, and I tell everyone, the first people to comment on the videos, I'm going to give you guys some love. So the first comment club on my last, what is it now? The videos on April 9th and April 8th because we put out 2 videos on April 9th because Carl Joseph signed. So shout out to Untouchable Raider 1960, shout out to Cali King 916, and shout out to Jose. I appreciate you for subscribing, turn on those notifications, and being the first one to comment. Okay, so who did Mel decide to take at pick number 17? Well, we're going to go with offensive lineman from USC, Alijah Vera-Tucker. He played left tackle this year for USC, no doubt, but I actually think his best fit in the NFL is probably a guard. His versatility definitely increases his value, there's no doubt about that. But here's the thing. I think if you end up taking him at pick number 17, you're likely going to play him at left guard. The reason why that I want to really be able to bring this up is this, because he's going to play on the left side of the offensive line. At least that's where I think he ends up playing, at least being the best fit here for the Raiders. He's not going to start at left tackle over Colton Miller. And then if he is going to play left guard, why did the Raiders decide to bring back somebody like Richie Incognito? Like, you're not going to start Incognito over Vera-Tucker. If you draft somebody in round 1 and they don't start, it's just a bad pick. There's no doubt about it. So I get that fact that he's versatile, and I know the Raiders like him a lot. But here's the reason why Mel Kiper decided to go with Vera-Tucker in round 1 at pick number 17. He said the Raiders, they overhauled their offensive line this offseason, trading away tackle Trent Brown, guard Gabe Jackson, and center Rodney Hudson. Maybe general manager Mike Mayock and coach Jon Gruden knew they could address the O-line in round 1 because it's a deep class, but they still have voids to fill. Vera-Tucker is my top-ranked guard, but he really came into his own while playing left tackle for the Trojans last season. He could play either spot for the Las Vegas Raiders. So the issue with that is this, like, you're saying guard or tackle. He's not going to play left tackle, Mel. I'm sorry. And then at guard, he is also my top offensive guard prospect. But I'm looking at Quinn Miners, Wyatt Davis, Deonta Brown, Trey Smith. If you do want an offensive guard, Alijah Vera-Tucker is by far the top guy, no doubt about it. But when I show you the offensive line depth chart, guard's not really the biggest need here because You have Incognito, you have John Simpson, and the hope is that you can get a right tackle. That way Denzel Good then can get kicked over to right guard, and then you have a little bit more depth between Simpson and Incognito. If you're really just trying to bring somebody in to start over Richie, I don't really know if that makes a lot of sense. And I'm sorry, Vera-Tucker will not play right tackle despite people saying that he can. He is going to be a guard in the NFL and maybe a left tackle. Like, maybe. But at that point, I don't really think that makes a lot of sense for the Raiders to go out and do that. So with everything that I said, with the way that the draft board fell, I want you to grade the pick. A, it was great. B, it was good. C, it was an average pick. D, it was bad. F, it was a failing grade. Go down in the comments section right now, and I want you to let me know the grade for Alijah Vera-Tucker at 17. The grade that I'm going to give it is a C grade. It's an average pick. Is Vera-Tucker a good player? Yes, absolutely. Could he be the potential future starting left guard for the Las Vegas Raiders for years to come? Yes, I 100% agree with that. However, I'm not going to just take this guy because it's not the biggest glaring need right now. When I look at a lot of the biggest Raiders needs, and I actually just put this video out on YouTube in terms of the top draft picks, in terms of the top needs for the Raiders, Vera-Tucker, good player. But it's not the biggest need, and I would have went probably some other different directions there in Mel's mock draft. Now, if y'all are trying to rock out with your mock out, seriously, go ahead and get started here with Manscaped. Manscaped.com/Raiders, 20% off and free shipping. Let's just say, I don't know, your Ken Stabler, your Nathan Peterman, it's looking like a D grade. If you want to go ahead and get an A+ grade on your D, go to manscaped.com/Raiders. The easiest way to do it is use the Lawnmower 3.0, the best male grooming tool out there. It's got an 8-hour battery life, an awesome little light at the end there so you can get in those hard-to-reach places. It's also waterproof if you want to be able to use it in the shower, plus changeable blades. Don't be the weirdo that shaves his downstairs and shaves his face with the same blade. It's not what you're looking for. Plus, if you go ahead and get the perfect package, you get the most comfortable boxers you'd ever buy for free. You also get the traveling case for free. I'm telling you what, I don't need to sell this product. It sells itself. Go to manscaped.com/Raiders. It's going to be in the description. It's going to be in the comments. Their slogan is "We save balls," and guess what? It's for Chucky heads, believe it, baby. They save your balls, and every inch counts in football and in dating, so it's going to make it look a little bit bigger. That's just a wink, wink, nudge, nudge. One more time here, manscaped.com/Raiders, 20% off and free shipping. All right, we're going to continue to walk through this Mel Kiper mock draft here. Obviously, if the Raiders took Alijah Vera-Tucker, and then you see guys like Owosu Koromora, who I'd rather have, Tevin Jenkins, who I would much rather have, they go off the board. Picks 21 through 24 here. Elijah Moore starting to go up boards a lot. Jalen Phillips, my number one edge rusher. Greg Newsome, the fourth cornerback off the board, and then finally a running back. What about 25 through 28? Merrick, safety. I mean, that's a player that I would have loved to have. Jamin Davis is another solid player there. Zaven Collins, also solid guy. 29 through 32. A lot of players that you're starting to see pop up on some Raiders, at least draft boards, is a great edge rusher like Aziz. Jason Owe, a phenomenal athlete, but I actually don't think he'd be the best fit with Las Vegas. And then Christian Barmore, defensive tackle at Tampa Bay. Now, we're about to get into the second round here, but what I want you guys to do is hit me up on Instagram at Mitchell Renz 365, and I want you to send me your mock drafts, because obviously a lot of y'all aren't going to agree with what Mel's doing. So what I want you to do this week is go to PFN. If you send me a PFF mock, I'm not going to look at it because they're just not accurate. So go to PFN, do a mock draft, send me a screenshot, and I'll grade it. But you got to give me a follow, and you got to DM me at Mitchell Renz 365. All right, let's go now to the second round here of Mel's mock. So Gregory Rousseau, he's off the board. Javonte Williams, I thought that was a little bit early there. Also, Travis Etienne a little bit early. 38 through 42. I know the Raiders would like to get their hands on a guy like Landon Dickerson. Shout out to Manscaped there. We got also a guy like Ronnie Perkins, another edge rusher, really starting to shoot up boards. My fourth edge. And then Tyson Campbell, a solid cornerback from Georgia. Then you got a guy like Joe from Washington, Amari Rodgers, Eric Stokes. I'll tell you what, both cornerbacks from Georgia are really starting to be pretty intriguing to me. So the way that it went, okay, so you got Alijah Vera-Tucker. He's at pick 17. So who would the Raiders end up taking here at pick 48? When I looked at the best players available and the most realistic players that I think the Raiders would go ahead and draft, these were the 5 guys there. Richie Grant, safety from UCF. Asante Samuel Jr., cornerback from Florida State. Samuel Cosme, offensive tackle from Texas. Liam Eichenberg, offensive tackle from Notre Dame. And then Joseph Asai, linebacker, more of an edge rusher as well, from Texas. So who would you guys pick at number 48? Go down in the comments and let me know. If it's Grant, type RG. Asante Samuel Jr., AS. Samuel Cosme, SC, Liam Eichenberg, LE, or Jeremiah Wosu-Koromora, or Joseph Asai, I'm so used to saying Jock, or Joseph Asai, I want you to type J-O. In Mel Kiper's mock draft, he goes with safety Richie Grant, round 2, pick 48, and I'm just going to say this right now. I absolutely love this value here. I've said it once, I've said it twice. Hell, I might have said it 100 times in the show. I will take Richie Grant at pick 48 over Trevon Merrick at pick number 17. He is a very good cover safety, and he can also play that true free safety role. And in terms of being a great pair with Jonathan Abram, Grant would be a phenomenal pair. He forced 16 turnovers in 3 seasons, 10 INTs, 6 forced fumbles, which is something that the Raiders definitely need. He's got great speed and can cover a ton of ground. So I was really thrilled to see that they ended up getting this guy. 6 foot, 190 pounds, and in 2020, 3 picks, 5 pass breakups, and 72 tackles. So why did Mel Kiper decide to go with Richie Grant here in the second round? Grant is another player who made my super team. He had 10 interceptions and forced 6 fumbles in his career. He's always around the ball. He can play next to Jonathan Abram, who has limitations in coverage. I wouldn't be surprised if the Raiders took another offensive lineman here, depending on their board, and they could be in the mix for another edge rusher. So I would be surprised, honestly, if they did go with another offensive lineman, but I also wouldn't be because he kind of gave us a guard, so maybe going offensive tackle makes some sense there. And then an edge rusher, the way his draft board fell, I didn't think it would make a lot of sense. Now, in terms of some of my other top safety prospects out there, the fact that they were able to get my second free safety, Richie Grant, that's really good. The other reason why I was really excited is because Holland, to me, isn't much of a true free safety anymore. Hamsah probably doesn't fit exactly what Bradley's trying to do is perfect. And then you have Andre Sisco, who I do think could be that true free safety, but it is a little bit of a drop-off. So the fact that you can get either Merrick or Richie Grant, I really, really like that a lot. Now, I understand that the Raiders also went out and got, Carl Joseph, and I'm excited to have Joseph back. There is no doubt about that, and Joseph's been saying all the right things. But let's get one thing straight. Carl Joseph, Jeff Heath should not be the starting free safeties for this Las Vegas team. If you go out and draft Grant at pick 48 in the second round, he is instantly your day one starter. Does he still have to compete in training camp, OTAs, all that good stuff in the offseason? Yes, absolutely, as every player does. But I'm going to tell you this right now. Richie Grant would start for the Silver and Black in week 1. And if he doesn't, something goes wrong. He gets hurt or something. Jeff Heath then can concentrate on special teams where he's a very good player. Carl Joseph then can also come in and play strong safety. He can play free safety, give you a little bit more depth. But I was really excited about this pick. I don't know if you guys could tell. So grade the pick, A, B, C, D, or F. Now, since I asked you to do A, B, C, D, or F earlier, if you're watching this maybe on a later date or something like that, I want you to put Grant, and then I want you to put the grade. That way I can decipher when I go through the YouTube comments what you guys are thinking. So A, B, D, C, or F, grade, what did I say? I said A, B, D, C. That's embarrassing. So let me know what you guys are thinking about Richie Grant at pick number 48. I'm going to give this an A grade, and honestly, it's probably even an A-plus grade. In terms of the not most realistic, but in terms of the best possible outcome for the Raiders, I actually do think it's Richie Grant at 48 in round 2. I'm going to be making a video, and it's going to be around the top players that they could draft at number 48. Richie Grant's going to be on that video, and if he's not number 1, he's definitely going to be in my top 3. Now, if you made it this far in the video and you guys want more coverage around the NFL draft, please go ahead and subscribe to Chat Sports on YouTube. It's youtube.com/chatsportstv. Hopefully my man Marshall is in the comments putting it in the live chat. That way you guys can click on it and make it super simple to go to. If you see this on a later date, though, if you just want more content, and the reason why we've been the number 1 most watched draft coverage the last 3 years, because we do shows like this, and we're going to be live for the NFL draft. Honestly, last year we reached a point where we had 60,000 people watching at one time. Our goal this year is to get to 100K watching at one time. We're the number 1 most watched coverage. Please join us for the draft. All right, y'all, so here's Mel Kiper's picks, and I want you to rate it on a scale from 1 to 100. So you had Alijah Vera-Tucker, offensive lineman from USC, who's probably going to end up playing left guard at round 1, pick 17. And then Richie Grant, safety from UCF in the second round, pick 48. So from a scale from 1 to 100, I want you to go down in the comments and let me know. 1 being, well, hopefully y'all went to school. If you got a 1 on a test, that ain't very good. If you got 100 on a test, though, obviously that's very good. So I'm thinking like 90 to 100 is an A, 80 to 90 is a B, 70 to 80 is a C. Again, hopefully y'all went to school. My grade for this Mel Kiper mock draft, I'm going to give it an 85 grade. when I really broke it down, I thought, okay, Alijah Vera-Tucker to me is probably like a 75, 70 grade. Richie Grant to me is probably like a 95 type of a grade. So when I evened it out, I'll be nice. I'll say, okay, it's a B grade, maybe a B plus if you can persuade me enough. But in 85 overall, I was really thrilled about the Richie Grant move, and I was an okay move by Alijah Vera-Tucker. If you disagree with me, it's all good. That's why we make the Raiders Report here. I know Henry Ruggs on Twitter on Tuesday said that not everyone should give their opinion. I disagree. I want everyone from Raider Nation to give their opinion.